Hi. Thank you for attending today's reading. Let's begin. I didn't know how to tell my neighbors that the nightly activities were waking me up and scaring my cat. So I dedicated my Wi-Fi name to them. Your sex is too loud apt. Unit hash. Quote. I had these loud neighbors what would attempt baby making nearly every night around 2 a.m. like clockwork. Even the guy was loud and grunting a lot. I could have coped by wearing earplugs. But my poor cat, who sleeps next to me, would freak out, zoom out into the living room and hide in random spots. This was going to be an awkward situation to bring up to them. So this was the best way to address it. End of story. Next story. I trusted a fart and then had my boyfriend unknowingly clean my poop off the floor this morning. My stomach was a little unsettled. Boyfriend was in the shower. And I was going down to the basement to grab his work clothes from the dryer. I got to the main floor and felt the urge to fart. I ended up having diarrhea all down my leg and onto the hallway floor. I really quickly wiped my legs down. Cleaned up the floor, figured he'd shower once he left, and grabbed my boyfriend's clothes to bring up to him. He gets dressed and we walk downstairs so he can leave. He walks down the hall to grab a bottle of water from the kitchen. Stops and says a futter s that. I look over and there's a brown blob of shit on the floor. It must have dropped down my leg when I went to clean up. My sister lives with me. So I said maybe she was eating something and spilled it. He grabs a paper towel and unknowingly wiped it up off the floor for me. He looked at it and said gross. I wonder what she ate here. Bless his heart. Edit. My highest upvoted post on any of my accounts is about shitting myself. EAVE hit a new low in life. Also, I love reading all of your other stories. Please keep sharing them with me. End of story. Next story. I accidentally called my mother-in-law out on how her vagina smells. My wife's mother has been staying with us to help with kids during the coronavirus. Yesterday I was on the floor in the den playing with the kids and kept getting this waft of soured smell. My mother-in-law was sitting about 3 feet behind me on the couch. I initially thought it was feet or something. I asked if anyone else smelled it and everyone said no. I kept smelling it and was finally like a all donut-y smell that. It reacts. My mother-in-law turned bright red and said she would go take a shower. It was so awkward. Today WAVE just acted like nothing happened. My wife and I talked about it last night and agree it was super awkward. End of story. Next story. I didn't do my job for a year and still got paid okay, so back in 2016 I taught in a private religious high school in my community. I was 21 and was finishing my BS. And my old principal called me and asked me to teach HS biology because I graduated at the top of my class in 2013. This was my second year of teaching. I taught 2 large classes. 1 small class of 10 girls. And the principal asked if I can also teach a class of about 15 girls in earth science. I was prepping for my bio classes every day. And was more focused on that. And the earth science class students only needed course credit to be able to graduate. Just to pass. No NYS regents. No formal notice. Just simply pass the class. They were all really good kids. The first week I taught the class properly. But after a week, our classroom was moved to a private floor that none of the principals ever visited. Being that they just simply needed to pass the class, I gave them a sheet on erosion. And never taught. The kids came to class. We had creative discussions. We chatted about life. We watched videos or played games. Mostly just chilled for 40 minutes. And that was that. There was even one day where I got permission to take them on a walker to show them erosion in real life, and I just took 'em out for pizza. They weren't the most bright kids. And they were already weighed down with so much schoolwork, and I didn't want to make it worse for them in a class that they just needed course credit for. I'd help them with their other class work and teach them study tricks. And then at the end of each semester I would pass around a paper and they would choose whichever grade they wanted me to hand in for their report card. They always chose a grade slightly above what was a usual for them. So nothing looked amiss. And this went on for a full year. I'm still in touch with some of the students. They were all really grateful to have 40 minutes a day just to breathe and get advice and not work. And none of the staff members of the school know that they passed a class they never took. Edit. Wow. This is my first post that blew up. Thanks for the support. Just to clarify, I'm a female 25-year-old. And these kids all made it in life. They are all either in college or already have strong jobs. They just needed a break for a bit. They needed someone who had gone through that same system to help them out. And that's all I did. Yes. Maybe I could have taught them earth science. But I'm happy that instead I helped them with their other classes. I'm happy that I was there to give them advice. And I'm happy that for 40 minutes a day, they were able to breathe. Edit 2.0. Okay, so since this blew up, I'm gonna add something here that IDK if eta LLB as a positively a taken as my op. But one of these students came to me on the day of the midterm and told me I got high last night and eta still on Maya. I didn't understand her. She explained that she was still high. If I would have gone to any upper management, she would have been expelled immediately. And she would have also been kicked out of her house. I knew of her family situation at this point. So I told her to write her name on a paper. Write whatever came to mind. For the midterm. And go home. She did. I never told any principals or any other teachers. I just helped her through it. With the techniques I had. And the connections to others I had. I'm proud to say that now she's clean. I got her a job at my financial firm approximately 2 years ago. And she's one of the top reps on her team now. I don't regret that either. End of story. That is all for today. If you want to support my automated channel, feel free to drop a like and subscribe. See you tomorrow.